Hi guys, JT here. Today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Metroidvania Mayhem Bundle of March 2026. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. But first, a word from our sponsor, JT After Dark. You've read the threads, you've seen the warnings, but you haven't heard them like this. I'm JT. I take the internet's most terrifying stories and give them a voice. From Reddit's deepest archives to the legends that haunt the web, I bring the horror to life. Join me on JT After Dark. Subscribe now and let's see what's hiding in the shadows. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Gestalt, Steam and Cinder, a 2D action platformer that blends steampunk style with Metroidvania structure, putting you in control of Aeterna, a mercenary exploring the layered rusted city of Canaan. You'll uncover ancient vaults, battle mechanical foes, and wield strange powers in a world that's both beautifully detailed and decayed. The pixel art is vibrant, animations are slick, and every swing, shot, and dash feels tight and responsive. While the story is rich of lore and intrigue, it sometimes rushes through exposition, tossing out big names and ideas faster than you can process them. Still, the elsewhere cutscenes and side quests add enough flavor to keep you hooked. Combat shines brightest, fast-paced, skill-based, and full of satisfying combos that reward timing and precision. The upgrade system lets you develop Aeterna's abilities, though the lack of meaningful build variety keeps progression from feeling fully personal. Some boss fights drag on too long, and the map design can get confusing due to cluttered layouts. The inability to skip cutscenes during replays also slows the pace for speedrunners. Despite these gripes, Gestalt nails the fundamentals: strong mechanics, engaging exploration, and a killer soundtrack that perfectly complements its industrial vibe. Short, but memorable, this is a game made by people who clearly love the genre. If you crave sharp combat, atmospheric worlds, and a story dripping of steam and mystery, you'll find Gestalt, Steam and Cinder a rewarding and stylish adventure. At number 2 we have Primal Planet, a solo-developed Dinoidvania that merges traditional 2D exploration with survival mechanics and a touching narrative. You play as a prehistoric hunter who must protect his family from a brutal T-Rex attack, only to discover that your world is being visited by mysterious alien forces. This genre-bending title stands out by ditching complex dialogue for emotional visual storytelling that highlights the bonds between the protagonist, his wife, daughter, and their pet dinosaur, Sino. The gameplay loop requires you to balance combat and resource management. You'll gather materials to craft spears, bandages, and fire starters, which are essential for survival and bypassing environmental hazards. While the combat is relatively forgiving and lacks traditional boss fights, the dense biomes are packed with diverse wildlife that makes the world feel like a living ecosystem. You can even enjoy the journey with a friend via local co-op, where the second player takes control of their nimble dinosaur companion. Visually, you're treated to masterful pixel art with impressive depth and parallax effects. The sound design further immerses you, using tribal drums and realistic jungle ambience to heighten the prehistoric atmosphere. Although the map system can be cumbersome and the middle section of the story occasionally loses momentum, the sense of discovery remains strong. You'll find yourself constantly intrigued by the sci-fi twists and a surprisingly deep skill tree. If you appreciate a less hand-holdy experience and love dinosaurs, Primal Planet offers a charming, unique adventure you shouldn't miss. At number 3 we have The Devil Within, Satgat, a demanding Metroidvania Souls-like platformer. This title does not shy away from conjuring up images of complex, punishing combat and eerie worlds, all set within a benevolent Eastern tale. You play as Royal Guard Kimrip, on a mission to cleanse the world of demons unleashed by the mysterious Black Tower. To succeed, you must embrace the darkest essence within you, a compelling premise that pulls you deeper into Kimrip's background. The game truly shines in its exploration. As expected of a Metroidvania, you'll find yourself immersed in a detailed, complex, interconnected world, constantly uncovering hidden paths and unlocking shortcuts. The game actively encourages you to be curious, often diverting you from the main route in search of valuable goodies and encounters. Combat is rapid, ferocious, and demanding. Kimrip wields a katana and a shotgun, requiring prudence due to a strict stamina system. You'll find that mastering dodging and parrying is essential, although the timing for the parry can initially feel infuriatingly difficult. However, the immense satisfaction of conquering these combat aspects is second to none. The demonic powers, derived from Kimrip's cursed blood, add an extra layer of technical complexity to skirmishes and make the boss fights, each a perfect puzzle to break, even more entertaining. Ingram, or souls, are used for upgrades, and purity pellets handle healing, while sparse checkpoints in certain areas, like the Dark Forest, may lead to frustrating backtracking. The eventual victory feels so gratifying that it makes the tribulations bearable. The Devil Within Satgat is an eclectic and ambitious title. Its worth depends on your appreciation for depth and unforgiving difficulty. If you're patient enough to learn its precise combat, diverse trait enhancement systems, and navigate its richly crafted world, you'll find this a highly rewarding experience. Minor flaws are present, but they do not compromise the overall quality of this challenging journey. At number 4 we have Kingdom Shell, a 2D pixel art platformer where you play as Elias, a demon-blooded hero summoned to save a kingdom overrun by demons. Your journey involves battling foes, exploring new areas, solving puzzles, and uncovering secrets. The game's charm lies in its engaging mechanics and atmospheric world, though it has a few notable quirks. In Kingdom Shell, you navigate a realm where the Kingdom Shell has been shattered, allowing demons to flood in. You'll explore different regions, each of its own visual style, though the initial area is a bit bland. As you progress, the environments become more vibrant and interesting. Shops are scattered throughout the game, offering health items and upgrades that can significantly impact your playstyle. With options for extra gold, reduced fall damage, and stronger attacks, deciding on the right upgrades can be a fun strategic challenge. The pixel art is well crafted, and the soundtrack enhances the atmosphere, though it can become repetitive if you're stuck on a difficult section. Boss fights are varied, each bringing unique challenges and affecting the environment in interesting ways. The butterfly mechanic used for mid-air jumps adds a layer of difficulty that might be frustrating initially, but also adds depth to the gameplay. Kingdom Shell is generally forgiving, with minimal penalties for death. While it may have some rough edges, it is a rewarding experience for fans of the genre. At number 5 we have Lost Ruins, a 2D side-scrolling survival action game that focuses heavily on methodical combat and resource management, rather than traditional exploration. You play as an amnesiac schoolgirl who awakens in a dark, mysterious castle. Guided by a magician named Beatrice, you must navigate a dangerous world filled with aggressive goblins, slimes, and massive bosses to recover your lost memories. The game is inspired by old-school titles like Castlevania, yet it carves out its own identity through a clunky but intentional combat system. You'll find that your movements are deliberate, and your attacks often feel slower than expected. This design choice forces you to be patient and strategic, as rushing in like a typical hack-and-slash hero will lead to a quick death. You must utilize a wide variety of weapons, spells, and environmental interactions to survive. For instance, you can electrocute enemies in water or set oil slicks ablaze. Visually, the game features impressive pixel art and lighting effects that create a moody atmosphere. However, you should be prepared for a steep learning curve. Early on, healing items are scarce, and save points do not replenish your health or mana. While the story is relatively simple and the backtracking is minimal, the depth comes from experimenting with equipment combinations. If you enjoy a challenge that rewards planning over reflexes, and don't mind a bit of anime-inspired fan service, Lost Ruins offers a unique, albeit punishing experience that stands out in a crowded genre. At number 6 we have Ultros, a psychedelic time-looping Metroidvania that challenges how you explore, fight, and grow, literally. You're dropped into a surreal alien biosphere, a cosmic womb, pulsing with life and color, tasked with stopping an eldritch god from being born. Standard enough until death resets the clock and sends you back to the beginning. But Ultros isn't just looping time, it is looping everything. Combat, exploration, and even gardening twist back on themselves, forming a meditation of rebirth and symbiosis. What hits first though is the art. Blindly vibrant, sometimes too much, it is a gorgeous mess of dripping neon fluids, glowing fruit, and fleshy temples. It is overwhelming, but thankfully customizable. The combat is satisfying, with air juggles and parries that explode enemies into nutritional meat. At first you'll mindlessly slash through everything, but eventually you'll learn restraint. Different attacks you'll better meet, encouraging variety and respect for even the smallest foe. Then there's gardening. You plant, graft, and splice alien flora into bridges, platforms, and solutions. It starts optional, then blossoms into the game's best system. The final layer is networking every flower, growing a living circuit that reframes your understanding of space. The writing fumbles, dense with alien jargon and abstract poetry, but beneath it lies a genuinely thoughtful narrative about cycles and connection. Ultros does not always push you to engage deeply, but if you lean in, you'll find something rare, a game that makes you want to preserve, not destroy. It is a strange, heady trip, and once you finish, you may never look at your enemies or your ecosystem the same way again. At number 7 we have F.I.S.T, Forged in Shadow Torch. A gritty dieselpunk Metroidvania that thrusts you into the role of Raiden, an anthropomorphic rabbit and former war pilot. Living in a neon-soaked dilapidated Torch City, you're forced out of retirement when a robotic machine legion kidnaps your friend. Armed with a massive mechanical fist strapped to your back, you embark on a quest to dismantle the oppressive iron dogs and liberate your fellow Furtisans. You'll find the gameplay is a high-octane blend of exploration and brutal combat. While it adheres to genre staples like interconnected maps and ability-based progression, the combat system is where it truly shines. You can chain together heavy-hitting combos using 3 distinct weapons: the titular fist, a versatile drill, and an electrifying whip. Each tool doubles as a traversal mechanic, allowing you to hover, swim, or grapple through beautifully rendered 2.5D environments. However, your journey is not without friction. You'll likely encounter punishing difficulty spikes, particularly during boss battles that demand near-perfect execution. While the Unreal Engine visuals provide a stunning cinematic atmosphere, the world can feel overwhelming due to a cluttered map and a clumsy fast travel system that makes backtracking feel like a chore. The story is fairly standard and heavy on hand-holding, but the sheer polish and fluid movement keeps you engaged. If you crave a challenging brawler with a unique aesthetic, F.I.S.T offers a rewarding, punchy adventure that stands out in a crowded genre, despite some minor mechanical dents. At number 8 we have Rabi-Ribi, a modern-day Metroidvania adventure with a twist of Japanese humor. The story centers around Aeterna, a human-rabbit hybrid who embarks on a quest to uncover her past and save Rabi-Ribi Island from evil forces. Alongside her is Ribbon, a fairy who offers ranged support, while Aeterna wields her hammer in close combat. The game's charm lies in its fusion of traditional Metroidvania elements with unique gameplay mechanics. You navigate maze-like environments, engage in epic boss battles, and experience RPG-style character growth. The dynamic between Aeterna and Ribbon creates a compelling combat system, where you balance melee and ranged attacks. This dual character control adds depth and keeps combat engaging, especially during challenging boss encounters. Rabi-Ribi excels in its attention to player experience. NPCs often provide timely hints, ensuring you never feel lost. If you struggle with a boss, the game offers a special halo buff to boost your power, maintaining a balanced challenge. This thoughtful design keeps you engaged without holding your hand. However, the storyline can be perplexing. Filled with random dialogues and plot holes, it often strays into quirky, unrelated topics. The mystery of Aeterna's origins remains unresolved, leaving the narrative feeling incomplete. Despite this, the humor and fourth-wall-breaking jokes add a playful touch. Rabi-Ribi combines light-hearted visuals with frantic bullet-hell gameplay, creating a unique yet contradictory experience. While the thematic inconsistency might deter some, fans of Metroidvania games will find much to enjoy in this vibrant, action-packed adventure. Embrace the randomness, and you'll have a blast exploring the whimsical world of Rabi-Ribi. At number 9 we have Aeterna Noctis, a Metroidvania-style platformer with a sprawling and varied world, challenging platforming challenges, and beautiful art direction. In Aeterna Noctis, you play as the King of Darkness, who has lost most of his power and memories after his defeat to the Queen of Light. Your objective is to recover the 7 fragments of the Shrine of the Kings to help the king regain his abilities and ascend to the heavens once again. While the game does not focus on the plot, the various side quests that you undertake have separate plot threads attached to them. The game is challenging, and it throws tricky pixel-perfect platforming challenges with few checkpoints early on, which increases in complexity as you unlock new abilities. The boss fights are also tough, and they tend to have the Dark Souls quality of feeling insurmountable until you learn their attack patterns. The experience system is not very user-friendly, as you don't keep any experience you lose while in a soulless state. However, the game provides multiple options to improve your chances in combat, including upgradable perks, equipable gems, and new abilities that you unlock throughout the game. The game takes steps to provide a sense of guidance to the player, without compromising the thrill of exploration. While side quest locations don't show up on your map, the general location of the next shrine fragment does. However, the game is less accommodating about making it clear if you have the right ability to proceed and whether you have missed something important. Overall, Aeterna Noctis is a beautiful and challenging game that is perfect for fans of games like Hollow Knight and the 2D Castlevania entries. At number 10 we have Mio, Memories in Orbit, a Metroidvania that drops you into a dying gargantuan spaceship called The Vessel, with little more than a sense of isolation. You play as Mio, a nimble android awakening in a world where everything, including yourself, is gradually falling apart. From the start, the game excels at nailing the feeling of movement. Jumping and dashing across platforms feel visceral and responsive, a quality often missed in the genre. The experience is defined by its uncompromising approach to difficulty. You'll face punishing boss battles and precision platforming that demand mechanical finesse. Interestingly, the game incorporates Souls-like elements, where death leads to lost resources, and scripted story moments even cause you to permanently lose health segments to reflect your decaying state. This creates a powerless fantasy rather than a traditional power trip, forcing you to rely on a clever mod system to customize your abilities for specific encounters. Visually, the game is a stunner. You explore environments that look like living watercolor paintings, supported by a haunting melancholic soundtrack that perfectly captures the ship's decay. While the map can be obtuse and the story, told mostly through scattered documents, lacks a strong emotional hook, the sense of mystery keeps you pushing forward. It is not a game for everyone, especially those who dislike all-killer no-filler challenges. However, if you crave a beautiful atmospheric journey that rewards patience and hard-won mastery, this is a stellar addition to your library. Just note that this game gives you a 20% off coupon as opposed to the game itself. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is an absolute win for any Metroidvania fanatic. Getting heavy hitters like F.I.S.T and the notoriously tough Aeterna Noctis for this price is a total steal. Rabi-Ribi brings the S-tier sequence breaking, while Ultros adds a trippy psychedelic vibe to your library. Whether you're grinding through the path of pain or just exploring steampunk worlds in Gestalt, the value here is insane. Do not sleep on this drop. Grab the loot, support charity, and level up your backlog. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.